Have to take any flights or wake up at silly o'clock in the morning, and here we are. We're at the Halifax track once again. Last time we were here was I mentioned earlier 2013. Good race for Yellow Scores Camp, and yeah, so it'll be good to see how things go this weekend. Dino DeMarco saying, morning guys, thanks for coverage. Watching from Melbourne, Australia. G'day. Sig Bernstein saying, timekeeping on this heat is very wrong. Yes, as I said, yeah, of course, that's before that they updated the timing. Frederick RC saying, hi Frederick RC. Journey Records saying, greetings from Cape Town, South Africa. Cheers, Tyron? I hope I said that right. The Journey Records, also Mugen Mafia. And Frederick RC saying, currently on the Isle of Wight. Wow, okay, fantastic. So all up and down the UK. Oh, and we've already got a lost tire from the first car out on the track. That is not a good start. That's, the mechanic is going to be shaking their head slightly. So on the track right now, you can see there's the drivers. 9 Brits and a Dutchman. And there's that car that is Lamberto Calari. There's nothing like a 9-time world champion to rescue your car. I've had Masami Hirosaka rescue my car after I forgot to glue the tires on in my final. And yeah, so that wasn't embarrassing at all. Thanks, Masami. Thanks, Lamberto, for picking up that car. And Millbill saying, watching from Belgium. Yes, we have a single Belgian racer here. I didn't get to talk to him in the opening ceremony because they were quite late coming out, but yeah, good to see good international representation as always. So we only have a few drivers out. I don't know why that is. But anyway, you might be wondering why there's no noise. Well, these are the electric 1/8 European Cup Championship cars. Yeah, so these are electric. That's why they're sat there. They're just sat there, like nicely, just very importantly, quietly, which is fabulous. So yes, we have 2 groups of electric 1/8 cars, and this is the first one going out. So there's a lot of, we do have information on pretty much all of the racers actually as well. Most of them are Serpent electric cars. There's a couple of Infinity, I mean, I don't know if we can call them prototypes, but they're conversions at least. There's an ARC chassis, and yeah, there's quite a lot of variety in this category. I don't know if there's any X-Rays, because I know X-Ray does a couple of chassis, electric chassis, but I am trying to find out more of what the racers do. So let's see who we pick up first. Let's see this orange and white car. Let's say running a Serpent because I can see the stickers, and that's the car 0. Ooh, cutting up very close and going fast. I must say. I think this is Mark Green. No, it's not Mark Green. Mark Green is running one of these categories, though. Tom Jefferson is this car 10. You can see very quick these cars. Of course, you know, as we know with electric cars, instant torque, very, very fast. And, you know, of course, very, very light. The main amount of weight is going to be the batteries and the motor itself. Everything else on the car is, you know, basically, apart from the chassis and the middle bits of the car, it's going to be straight off of the nitro-powered version. So who's this other orange car? Is the one just passing the 0. So the 0 started getting a little bit squirrely. Now, weirdly, these cars are running different spec tires. They're running contact tires rather than the hot race handout tires. I don't know exactly why yet, but obviously there has been testing on these. Ideally, you know, the racers don't want to just be handed, oh, here's random set of tires that's never been tested on this track. So I'm assuming what happened was because there's so many Brits, the BRCA kind of got the information from the drivers who participate in this racing and got the info and said, okay, well, let's, we want to use these instead of what you're handing out to the nitro racers. So let's move forward to these white cars because this is just a gaggle of cars. They're just all 5 cars, all just gathered around each other. And the orange, oh, wow, great pass there. That instant torque is just fabulous to see in action. That orange car scything through the field. And that's the number 1 of Michael Ogilvy, or Ogleby. Ogleby? And let me see what information I have on Michael. Running a Serpent. And he actually runs at the Halifax Club. So this is his home track advantage, I think we can. Oh, and a nice big flip there from that. Trying to get off the grass. I don't think it's stuck. Again, Lamberto going out and collecting. So it's the 1 and the 0 having a nice little tete-a-tete. The 0 again is the car of Tom Jefferson. Let's see what I have on Tom. I don't have anything on Tom Jefferson. He's not on the list that I've got. No, there he is. Running also a Serpent, and home club is Halifax. So these two, the orange cars just running away with it, basically. This red and white car is one of our slower vehicles, I maybe safely say. There's only running 1 number on the side. Oh, and getting it way off into the grass. It's the car 5 of Joe Diacono, running a Serpent. Usually runs at Crystal Palace. So Crystal Palace is one of the few other. Well, it's a southern-based track. I've never been there myself, but it's a pretty popular circuit. I'm assuming it's still running because it's listed as this driver's home track. Frederick RC saying, last weekend I went to an event at Sheepwash Raceway in the Isle of Wight. Okay. First of all, that's an amazing name for a track. And in my class, 2-wheel drive Cougar LD3M and came 2nd overall and came 1st in the 3rd F final. That's fantastic. Very good. Scott Waite saying, go on, Jake Sheldon, send it. Frederick RC saying, that was my first ever proper event. That's really good. I don't know if you've seen RCTV News for this weekend, but I did my first organized racing in about 20-something years. Oh, these 2 cars coming together. That's not a fantastic way to end the run. But yeah, I did the Shikabane racing, like Sean McGay type format, and that was quite fun. Doing here's a stricken vehicle, the Zoom of Doom, and that is car 6 of Martin Thorpe. Yeah. Did some racing with a Tamiya comical buggy, a Hornet comical buggy. So one of the wheelie class, as they call it, because it's one of those. It's designed to wheelie, like the Wild Willie or the Lunchbox, and set pole position, winning 2 of my 3 qualifying races. Started on pole position and ended up tied for 3rd. All Brits in this one, 10 drivers for the first group of electric 1/8 track. And so this is just warm up. 5-minute qualifying run. And so this is the first time we're going to be seeing the entire 5-minute run, qualifying run counting. So we'll try to follow everybody as they come out, but weirdly the track is open. But I mean, they're just running down the batteries, I guess. But maybe it doesn't matter. So as we said, I think it was Chris in the live chat who told us, or who helped inform us that the, let me see, I think they're running, let's see, 2800 kV. In these with a 42 MPR, which apparently, I mean, I know this now. I'm just going to pretend like I knew it all along, but millimeters per revolution, and that's, I'm assuming that's revolution of the motor. I am not a pan car racer, as you could tell. Final drive ratio, ugh, it means almost nothing to me. Gear up, gear down as you need, and just, well, battery power doesn't mean anything nowadays. So a 5-minute qualifying run. We're going to be starting with Boothman, Mark Boothman, Michael Ogilvy, Dylan Rafter, Alfie Wadsworth, Tom Jefferson, Nikki Taylor, Joe Diacono, Nigel Philpott, Martin Thorpe, and Joff Ribchester. So we'll just start off with car number 1 and follow them for a couple of laps and just drop back to the next car behind, then the next car behind, and the next car behind. Every couple laps we'll drop back a car and all will be good. And the number is supposed to count down or count up. Numbers aren't starting. Car 1. Okay, so they're being manually counted off. All right, so Boothman, first lap for Boothman. Of course, this is off a standing start. Already putting a lap on, I think it's going to be car 0. So second lap coming across for Boothman will be a 16.5. Well, he had to get past a slower car in the main straight. So let's drop back to the next car behind, this orange car. And as car 2, of course, Michael Ogilvy with a 15.7 for Boothman and a 15.1 for Ogilvy. So Ogilvy off to a good start here, but Taylor is off to a potentially better start. You can see there popping up into the top spot, but of course, catching up to Boothman. These two are our leaders. So hopefully they don't hold each other up. All right, let's drop. We need to be changing cars every couple of laps. So let's drop back to this blue car now. And that is the car number 3. Dylan Rafter. Dylan doing a 14.8 last time around, while the other two were kind of slowing each other up. Oh, and we have a... That's the car 9 who was upside down in front of them, Martin Thorpe. But everyone able to avoid him. And another upside down car coming into the keyhole, but luckily no one hitting him. Let's drop back another car, one that we haven't covered. Oh no, that is not a fast way to go down the straight. And stricken in the grass, but able to recover. Oh my goodness, that is not advisable at all, especially when your car is spinning around like that. Oh man, let's find a completely different car. Find another car. We cannot be showing that at all. So this is car number 8 of Nigel Philpott. Coming coming through the chicane. Down the main straight and into the keyhole section. And which one of these cars haven't? Oh, nightmare for that car there. Coming through the hairpins. So Joe Diacono and Alfie Wadsworth. Computer is wondering where they are. That's why they're showing as red on the timing. Rafter coming up into the top spot, doing 16.6 last time round. Far cry off of the 14.875 fastest lap that he's done. Michael Ogilvy in second, 15.3, but his fastest lap, 14.9. Okay, so they both improved the last time around. Less than a minute to go now. So who are we with? This is the car number 2, Michael Ogilvy. So let's stick with Michael to the end of the run, because he's one of the quick guys. Coming across the finish line there into the hairpin section, trying to chase down this bright purple and tealy gray sort of car. That's the number 1 of Mark Boothman. He's just ahead of him. So these two pretty quick. It's qualifying group full of Brits, this one. Okay, so this one, I think they're going to be coming across finishing. Ooh, who was caught? No one was caught just yet, because their clocks have not, it took them a while to actually start. Oh no, Rafter and Ogilvy and Boothman are all caught. So is Jefferson and Philpott. Taylor has just crossed the line. So that is everyone finished who was still running. So here's the finishing results there. 20 laps for the top 3, 19 for Jefferson and Philpott, 18 for Nicky Taylor. And we've got basically electric cars. The silence will continue. So there's Carmina Raiola and Dario Balestre, Infinity teammates. Thankfully, hopefully, right in our pit lane camera view. Let's see what the other side of the pit lane looks like. It's not going to be massively busy because you can see, there we go. So these cars running mostly Hobby Wing electronics. 2800 kV is pretty much the standard of what people are running. And they're getting lined up and ready for the second round of qualifying. I'm not sure I'd want to be on the dirty side where that number 7 is. It's very dirty there. I mean, look at the lines in the dust. So it's not a great place to start. Maybe circle it around or something. So that's car number 7 of Joe Diacono. I think Joe had some problems in the first round, if I remember correctly. So I'm not sure if we're going to have warm-up. Okay, so Joe, well, he goes from one side of the dirty grid to the other side of the dirty grid. Oh, we have a very late comer coming. So we'll just take note of Kerr's book. Okay, so no warm up. Couple laps. Okay, so they're doing the smart thing. There's no need for these cars to have 4 minutes of warm up. I mean, it is extra track time, but you know, they don't have engines to warm up and anything like that, and refuel and all, or you know, change the engine settings. They're just drive, just go. So yeah, they're off and away. And again, we're not hearing any of the speaker announcements. So like the time countdown, stuff like that. I think what they must have done is move the audio from the external camera, external speakers that all of the pits and that we can hear externally. I think they basically moved that all to the driver's rostrum or the driver's stand if you're in America. So that only they can hear it. So we cannot hear it at all. So when they went, we don't know. All right, so yeah, let's, again, we'll just follow cars for a couple of laps, and then we'll move on to a different car. And just so that anyone who's following along, of course, there's going to be many, many Brits who are watching, or, you know, we'll be catching up later in the day or tomorrow or whatever. We want to make sure that, you know, you can see your friends driving around on the track, basically. But if you do have any follow requests, be sure and let us know. My name is Frank McKinney. If you're following RC TV and RC Racing TV, you may have seen and heard me before. One of the hosts of RC TV News. A new episode dropped yesterday, so make sure and check that out on RC Racing TV. RC Racing TV is the official media partner of EFRA, the European Federation of Radio-Operated Automobiles. And EFRA.ws is the website for EFRA. So if you want to know more about EFRA and how it works and all the various RC federations across Europe that help EFRA, you know, basically make the rules and bring together things, the organization that drives RC forward in Europe, go check out EFRA.ws. So this week's coverage of the EFRA 1/8 RC Track European Championships from Halifax in West Yorkshire in the north of England. It's brought to you by X-Ray, ELOC Tuned, Lens Bodies, Energy Fuel, and Speedworks. So thank you very much to our broadcast partners for allowing us to bring you this coverage for free all weekend long. Make sure and, you know, if you're looking for a body shell for your X-Ray, what better body shell to use than a Lens Bodies body on your X-Ray car? Power it with an ELOC tuned motor, fill it with energy fuel, and use Speedworks. Of course, greases and fuel and whatever else you might need. You can find everything you need from all of these amazing partners. Let them know that RC Racing TV and EFRA sent you, and thank them for their support and sponsorship to bring you this coverage. Steve Arendt is asking, do you know what chassis they're driving in 1/8 electric? I actually do. Amazingly, a very nice chap from the BRCA gave me a very large amount of information, actually, about almost all of the drivers in this category. That car number 1 that we were just following, that is Mark Boothman, who's also running in Nitro in the IC category. He's running a Shepherd electric car, and he usually runs at the Broxtowe Club, which is actually near me. It's a car club that's very near me. I'm hoping it doesn't run this car here because it's a very bumpy circuit. Whereas the Halifax track is, by comparison, so much smoother. Let's see what car number we're on now. As it just comes closer and closer. It's car number 4 of Alfie Wadsworth, one of our younger racers. He's only 9, can you believe it, and racing in a European championship. So I know we've been following Alfie, but let's stick with Alfie for at least while we're talking to him. Of course, he's from the UK. He's from Huddersfield, so he's not far away. So he'll be familiar with this track. And young Alfie getting around the track pretty well, I must say. Boothman in that car number 1 is pulled off for some reason. We don't know why. So let's find another car to follow. Who's this white car number 6? Nikki Taylor. Nikki running an Infinity. So Infinity, as I understand it, does not have an official electric 1/8 chassis, but there are people who have conversions or homemade versions and stuff like that. So Nikki running an Infinity electric car from the Southport Club, and also runs in the Iconic F1 series. Iconic is like a vintage touring car and also buggy series that runs across the UK during the summers. It's gotten very, very big, and I found to my detriment that it's very hard to get an entry into it unless you sign up months ahead of time. Wendy Hook saying, thank you so much for the TV coverage. Well, thank you very much for joining us, Wendy, and for cheering on Craig. Especially for the family that can't be there. Really appreciate it. Thank you again, Wendy. Very welcome to join us in the chat and ask us to follow. Just remind us when Craig's on track, and I'm sure he's up in the next group. Yes, he is in car 2. So we'll make sure and follow Craig. Chris Hardesty, thank you very much, Chris, for joining us. Mr. Electric category vice chairman, I think. The electric are mostly Serpent. Yes, that's true. There are mostly Serpent cars. There's a handful of Infinity cars. There's an ARC chassis. A little surprised there's not many X-Rays seeming to be running, but who knows? I happen to be proven wrong. But look, I mean, just there's 3 Serpent chassis that we can see already. Shirts, I should say. Monstab Musik saying hello and good evening. Well, hello and good evening to yourself. We're approaching the evening, but we're still, for us here at least, we haven't had to change the times on our watches or phones or anything like that, or the laptops. So it's all still just, for us anyway, or RCTV, the normal time because we're just a couple hours north of where we live, basically. So we have Mr. Serpent, Mark Green, in this one. Mark did I think it was a 13.9 fastest lap in the first round. Thank you guys very much for joining us in the live chat. Of course, if you're watching on EFRA Facebook, EFRA YouTube, RC Racing TV, YouTube or Facebook, please drop us a line, say hello, let us know where you're watching from, who you're cheering on, what brands you're cheering for. Speaking of brands, this coverage all week and all weekend long is brought to you by X-Ray, Elastic Tune, Lens Bodies, Energy Fuels, and Speedworks. So thank you very much to all these fantastic brands for helping us bring you this coverage for free. Make sure and give them all your support when you're looking for RC cars, engines, bodies, fuels, greases, lubricants, and all sorts of stuff. Mark Bean saying good morning from the Netherlands and good luck to all the drivers. So we got, well, you could probably hear through the microphone the first heat of the nitro engines already warming up. It's a bit early. There's still about 10-15 minutes left. We have more family members in the live chat. Sarah Jefferson saying, good morning, come on Thomas, love your wifey. So yes, we do have, let me bring up the live timing would help so I can have all the full names of everybody. We have a Jefferson in this one in car number 5, Tom Jefferson. We are missing Joe Diacono, unfortunately, so I'm not sure what's happening there. But we're soon to get ready. There's car number 5 of Tom with cooling vent holes in the top of the body. That's interesting. So we have had many questions about this particular class. And I hear the time is counting down. It can only just being part of RCTV history. But the only follow request we have at the moment is Tom's wife, Sarah, asking to have a follow, see Tom's car in action. And yes, there he is. He's not smashing away the car payment on a whole new car, as far as we know. But there he is on track, going down the main straight. Speaking of the straight, there's the straight, and we've improved the straight cam. It's more of a banked camera cam now. You can see the whole corner, the entrance and exit. So we'll have a longer view of it here. You can see coming down straight. Oh, what's happened there? On pace for 20 laps in 5:12, 20 laps 5:11 for Michael Ogilvy, 19 laps in 5:04 for Tom Jefferson. Fastest lap so far 15:2 that we can see. Possibly, I think that's Dylan. No, that's the car 2. Sorry, of Michael Ogilvy. I apologize if I'm saying the name wrong. It's Oglive. It's not Ogilvy. It might just be misspelled, but if it is spelled correctly, then Ogilvy. Anyway, we'll get there at some point. Someone in the live chat will hopefully correct us. So down the main straight, these cars are going very, very quick. They're actually in the corners. They're just possibly just a bit quicker than the nitro cars because of that instant application of the torque from the motors. And I have it on very good authority from our very helpful folks in the live chat yesterday telling us, well, I already knew that they're mainly pretty much everyone's running the Hobby Wing electronics. Obviously, there's a big spread of batteries available, but mostly Hobby Wing stuff with the 2800 kV motor is pretty much what they're running. So anybody who's interested in this class, of course, the BRCA trying to make an effort to step things up. This is mostly out of the 20 drivers, just 18 of them are from the UK. So there is a pretty decent sized push to get this class, this category of racing underway. And I think 20 drivers in the European Championship is a pretty good way to do it. As Mike goes end over end into the grass. The start of the straight is the hardest part of the track, pretty much for everybody. The blue car coming across. There we are. Yeah, we're already on it. This is Dylan Rafter, currently our top driver in this heat. So Dylan moving pretty quick. Sort out one thing right here. I know it makes for thrilling watching, doesn't it? But let's see. Let's get back to the live timing. So Dylan Raptor has finished. Mark Boothman popping up into that second spot with 19 laps of 5:02. Okay, so as you can see, drivers are getting ready to run the fourth round of qualifying. Bring up the live timing screen. You can get live timing and all the results on myrcm.ch. All the drivers have checked in, which is great. You've done their warm-up laps. Not really a whole lot of warming up needing to be done, but I'm sure these electric drivers aren't really changing a whole lot with their gearing or anything like that. So the qualifying order, the computer sends the drivers out in whoever's had the fastest time overall. So we're starting with Dylan Rafter going out first, or being sent out first in the car 3, then Mark Beekman, Oaklevy, Jefferson, Wadsworth, and etc. You can see the order that they'll be released. Clock is counting down. It doesn't really need to. HNL RC Crew saying, it's so quiet now. Yes, it's glorious, isn't it? I don't need to have my hearing protection on. No, I love Nitro, but it is loud. All right, so we are with Dylan Rafter. First lap coming across is a 15.4. Of course, that's from a standing start. So already catching up to the 7th place car of Diacono, who's led it by very nicely, very good. And a 15.3 that last time around. So I was just having a very quick chat with Carmina Raiola, who's still qualified very well indeed, with two second place finishes out of 3 runs so far. He had to stop after 10 laps with a broken second gear. This is something you're not going to have to deal with in an electric touring car or buggy or anything like that. Well, yeah, a broken second gear. So this here is Mark Boothman, who's one of the few drivers running both electric and nitro this weekend. So it's become a fairly regular paint scheme to note. Let's see who this bright green is. It's the car number 9, Martin Thorpe. Actually, if we can find the car 4 of Alfie Wadsworth, he's one of our young drivers. Oh, who's this? That Ballestri's bringing by. I think it's car 6 of Nikki Taylor, fortunately. Find the car 4. Okay, you might want to zoom out, Cam. You're like zoomed in to load. Okay, there's Alfie Wadsworth. It's only 9 years old, is Alfie. Getting past, I think that's Nikki. No, it's not Nikki. It was the green car that we're following. Yeah, 9 years old. This is his home track. I say that because he lives only just a few miles away from Huddersfield. I think somehow we have a track announcer today. I'm not sure. Or is that, are these just general announcements for the race? I'm not quite sure what's happening. They've changed around a bunch of things with the sound system. It was being finickety. All right, so let's drop back a car to the blue car and just see who this is. He's already passed Alfie. I think it looks like the 3. Yeah. It's the 3 of Dylan Rafter, who's actually our leader. We were following him earlier. He's on a 20 lap in 5 flat pace, 20 laps in 5 minutes, 0 seconds. See if he's able to improve that with absolutely clear track around him. 21 lap now, 21 lap pace in 5:13.9. So his lap times are, that time around, is 14.7. So with clear track all around him, he should be able to improve even further. So 21 and 5:13.9 still. So it's the tricky part of qualifying. You need to have, ideally, some clear track around you. And, of course, it gets a little sideways there. So he's made a mistake on his own, another little slight one. So a car ahead of him has fallen off the track. And then those 3 cars are just, well, they're about a quarter of a lap ahead. Yeah, a couple turns. So in 2 or 3 laps, well, he won't get 2 or 3 laps because there's only 30-something seconds left. So in the next lap or so, actually, he's going to start catching this green car again. And he's dropped off the pace a bit because your eye gets taken away from you. And, of course, every driver handles it differently. And he's able to maneuver his way past a couple of the drivers. But so he's finished on a 20 laps in 5 flat pace. Fairly decent. Not quite 21 lap, but nearly there, nearly there. And doing some drifting as he's coming around. We do have a track announcer, which I wasn't aware of, but at least it's not interfering with our audio. So Dylan Raptor taking that one. Computer is still waiting for drivers to be declared as not going to finish, and then we'll see the results come up for qualifying round 4, heat 1 of the electric category. Okay, so as you can see, drivers in the first of the qualifying round 5 electric groups headed out on track. So it's a nice little silent bit of respite before we get back into the nitro running. Although there is somebody, of course, there's always, at a nitro track, there's always somebody who is running their engine, always. So we've got a couple of cars have gone back into the pits. So just to pop into the live chat, yes, there are finals today, the 132 and the 116 finals. So the first couple of pairs of finals are out this afternoon. So they don't really know. We've had some fairly significant delays, so we can't really say exactly when they will be out on track. But So Cam, I hope you're ready. Okay, little nod there. Good stuff. So Cam on the cam. You all right there, Cam? I just hear lots of footsteps above me, and here we go. So first one off is Dylan Rafter. And this is the first of the electric heats. Yes, we do have electric 1/8 track out on the track. So for people who are curious about this one, most of the cars here are being driven by the Brit racers. Some are local to the track, and others are from elsewhere. Some from my neck of the woods in the Midlands, others from the South London Club, and various other clubs around the UK. Most of the drivers running the Serpent 990E chassis. There's a few that are running an Infinity prototype chassis, which is interesting. Not sure whether it's prototype or just like hand modified or conversion kit or whatever. There's one driver running an ARC chassis, but pretty much everyone is running. Most are running the Serpent car. There's one Shepherd as well that I can see on the list. So we've got Dylan Rafter leading this one off. Mark Boothman, Nikki Taylor, who usually runs the Iconic Cup, and Positive Perception in the live chat has noticed the name. And said, so this is why Nikki wasn't at the last Iconic Cup round. So Nikki is the 2025 Iconic Cup F1 champion. So we do have some other British champions in this category. Craig Hook is in the next heat. Is the European stock car champion. So that's like sort of like banger racing, this sort of thing, oval racing. So it's different sort of racing this time around. And Mark Green, who's a multiple European, multiple British champion. I'm not sure. I think he might have a European championship win. I'm not sure. So Dylan Rafter, that first driver that we were following, I'm told he runs many classes. He's one of the younger drivers here. He's 16. And the note on next to his name is that he's a Man City supporter. So I don't know whether that's good or bad. Depends whether you like Man City or not. So we're just following Nigel Philpott, I believe. Ooh, swinging it around. Not the quickest way around the track. But getting it and then off the banking. So hopefully nothing broke. This car's pretty robust, but I think that might be a broken car. Oh. So bright green car now. That's Martin Thorpe. Rob Firth asking, can we follow Tom, please? Need to see his bad racing lines. Tom Jefferson. So actually his wife was following on. So if you can pick up car 5 out there, it's towards the end of the lap. He's already somewhere in the middle of the lap now. His laps are very short. So it's there's Tom Jefferson. We had his wife, I can't remember her name, but she was watching from work, I think it was Tom. It's always an interesting thing about having the live chat populated by people at work during the week. you know, whether it's Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, or whatever. People popping in, just listening to the live stream at work or watching the live stream in a tiny little window. So going pretty quick. Of course, most of the cars running Hobby Wing motors, as I've mentioned before. I'm not sure of the exact rules of the category, but you can go to EFRA.ws to find those out. But basically, it's a 2800 kV. I'm not sure if that's the limit or not. There's also a battery charge limit. I mean, all the details are in the on the EFRA website, EFRA.ws. If you go to the handbook, you can find out all the information. And we're told it's a 42 mpr, which is mils per revolution. So Andrew Pierce, one of our RCTV heroes, thankfully, informing us that the Infinity is made from customer carbon parts and other e-car parts from other manufacturer. It's not an Infinity conversion kit, as they don't plan to do an e-car, as the market isn't big enough, but I'm sure eventually it'll get there. But yeah, it is one of those things where it's there needs to be, you know, a swell of popular demand for something to for a product to get kicked off. But you can be sure that they're aware of the customer prepped cars. Of course, X-Ray, our live broadcast partner this week, also making their own chassis. I think it's called the RX-8E, and we'll actually have a look at what they've got available for racers of all stripes and colors.